Okay, dear students, today we will start the new chapter complex numbers and quadratic equations. Okay, this is fifth chapter in NCERT class 11. Okay, let us see what is complex number and before that what other numbers. If complex number has come newly means what we know about the numbers. We know about the numbers natural number n, whole numbers w, rational number q, irrational number, okay, and real numbers. Real numbers also we know. All includes in real number. Real. Okay. Then what is complex number then? Okay. Let us see. And what is the link between complex number and a quadratic equation? Okay. Let us see quadratic equation understand. Then from the quadratic equation we will go to complex number. Okay. See, I am writing the quadratic equation like this. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay. See here, if you want to find the x value, two values will be there. Why? Because the quadratic equation square is there. Okay. X to the power of 2, x square. 2 roots will come. Why it is going to be called as roots? Because of this. You see, here x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay. Minus b plus b square minus 4ac by 2a square root minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That means here two solutions will come for x. X if you want to find. Why? Because a, b, c are constants. A, B, C are constants. If you want to find x here, x is having two solutions. One will be minus b plus one solution. See here, we can call b square minus 4ac as discriminant. Discriminant comma d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Okay. Simply that above equation shall I write like this? You see x is equal to minus b plus root d by 2a or x is equal to minus b minus root d by 2a. Why? Because here d is discriminant. D is b square minus 4ac. Okay. A, B, C's are this one only, constants. Okay. These two are solutions. These two are going to be called as roots also. I am writing C here. Roots. What roots? Real roots. Okay, this is very important. The word real is very important. Real is very important. You see, x is having two values. One is minus b plus square root of d by 2a. Another one is minus b minus square root of d by 2a. Okay. See, what if the discriminant d is less than 0? See, here always d will be greater than or equal to 0. If 0 means automatically minus b by 2a will come. Minus b by 2a only will come. Why? Because see, if d becomes 0, then minus b by 2a only one answer is going to come. Okay. See, if d is greater than 0, normally two values are going to come. Okay. Now let us see. What if d is less than 0? You imagine less than 0 means automatically negative value under square root. Negative value under square root. say minus 5. D becomes minus 5. That means b square minus 4ac is equal to minus 5. Then how you are going to write minus b plus or minus square root of minus 5 by 2a. Then do you have square root for minus negative value less than 0? If d is less than 0, do you have the value? No. What you are going to write? You are going to write no real roots exist. You are going to write like this. No real roots exist. No real roots exist, like you write and you close the question normally. Okay. This practice we have done up to class 10. But now we came to class 11 and a new concept has come, complex numbers. And these complex numbers came from this quadratic equation only. Okay. Now what we can write here, for example, this minus root 5 also we can make some value. How? You see here simply. This d is equal to minus 5. You see, minus 5 under root, I can also write 5 into minus 1 under root. Okay. The value is going to become minus 5. Okay. Then I can write like this. You see, 5 minus 1 under root into 5. Okay. I can split it. Okay. Because multiplication only, na? Okay, what I can write, this is root 5 like this only, but this one I can write as I. Square root of minus 1, I can write I. Okay, that means I is equal to minus 1 under root. I is called iota. Iota. Iota is a Greek word. You call it as iota or not, don't bother. Even if you call I also, that is not wrong. I is equal to square root of minus 1. Okay, iota you may call or not, that is not a big issue. But you have to remember I value. I value is square root of minus 1. With this concept, any number you can bring in I form. Okay, say 256 minus 256. Or else you say minus 64 under root. What you can do, you can write 64 into minus 1 like this. Okay. Okay. We want to know that I is equal to square root of minus 1. Okay. Okay. See, we have also seen the quadratic equation. Say x square plus 1 is equal to 0 is there. One quadratic equation. Here you want to find the value of x. Okay. Now how can you find x square is equal to minus 1? X is equal to square root of minus 1. Okay. That means I. You can say x is equal to I. Iota. Why? Because square root of minus 1 is I. If you go back, if you see x square, what has come? Minus 1. The same thing you write here. Now, rather than x square, I can write I square. Na? Why? Because see, x is equal to I means, x square means I square. That's all. I square is equal to minus 1. This you take as base. I square is equal to minus 1. Why I am telling? Afterwards, we will go for further powers of I. Exponents of I, powers of I. I. Okay, I is equal to square root of minus 1. We know. I square, I cube, I to the power of 4, I to the power of 256, I to the power of 35 also may come in examination for objective type questions or whatever it may be. At the time, how to split and bring that in a small value, yeah, either I value or 1 value or minus I value or minus 1 value. Like that, if you want to bring it down, the bigger number, then you have to know these values, these two values. Then we will bring remaining also. Okay. But now itself I have not entered complex number. See, we know the value of I. Unless you know the value of I, you cannot know about the concept of complex number. Okay. Now we go to complex number. We will write what is complex number. Okay. Now say complex number. Also, I can represent in Z form. You should not get confusion about integer Z and complex number Z. Why? Because this complex number Z is only representation, and always you see like this will come A plus IB, or with bracket with parenthesis, or even if you don't put parenthesis also not wrong. But more than one number is coming means you please put parenthesis, small bracket. Okay. Okay. Now see, A plus IB is complex number. That is, we are going to represent as Z. Okay. You see, what is A plus IB? I we know already. I is equal to square root of -1. Whatever the story you have told until now, that is belongs to I. Okay. Now I can say A is real part of complex number, comma, B is imaginary part of complex number. Here this is real, this is imaginary. That means any number comes with letter I, that is going to be called as imaginary part of the complex number. Now here complex number is this one Z. Or see, if Z is not there also, no, don't bother. You first know these two. A plus IB is the complex number. A plus IB is the complex number. Simply you are representing this as Z. Why? Because see, some other number C plus ID has come. Then that you have to show with this is Z1, that one is Z2. Z2 is equal to C plus ID. Okay. Don't think that here A only will come, here B only will come. C and D also may come. But this, you see, this I doesn't change. I always will come. I will come always. You see how this number is there. This is a special number. See, we have known these real numbers like this. Real numbers means whole number. Okay, whole number. Z is there. Natural number. Okay, natural number 3 is there. Integer, negative integer, -4 is there. Rational number. Okay, rational number 1 by 2 is there. Irrational number. Okay, irrational number also 22 by 7 is there. Not 22 by 7. Pi. Okay, let it be, or I can write root 3. Root 3 is the irrational number. Like this, numbers are there. If you compare these numbers with this number is special number like you are seeing. Why? Because see, one number I will write, then only you can understand practically. Say I will write 3 plus I4. 3 plus I4. Here, real part of this is a complex number. Real part is 3. Imaginary part is 4. Why? Because I is imaginary. I will write like this. Real part is equal to 3. Imaginary part is equal to 4. See, I have written imaginary part only 4, but not I4. Why? Because see, I is standard. This plus also you can take as standard, but the imaginary part is negative. Real number. See, these numbers are again real numbers only. Now you see 3 and 4 are real numbers. But you are showing in complex number form. Real numbers comes with iota, then that is going to become as complex number. Okay. Real part, imaginary part. Okay. See how many types you can show this complex number. Only 3 plus I4 or only A plus IB? No. 4 types of parts are there. You see, I am writing like this. You see here 3 plus I4 is there. Another one you may also be there like -4 plus I6. -4 plus I6. That means real number may be both positive. See, real numbers I am talking. Or else we can say real part or imaginary part both may be positive, or one negative, one positive. One negative, one positive means another one also may become negative. See, I am writing here 5 minus I 3. Okay. Why I have written my before I minus, or else you can also write like this 5 plus I minus 3. This is also not wrong, but the common practice is like this, you write 5 minus I. See, if the imaginary part is a negative number, then you convert this, change this sign to I only. Why? Because I and 3 are multiplying here. I4 means what? I4 means multiplication, not I plus 4. This is I4, but 3 plus I4 is there. Okay, the number 4 is multiplying with I. When it is multiplying, automatically this sign or symbol is going to give for I only. I is positive, 4 is positive, then plus I4 will come. If 3 is negative, then minus I3 only will come. That's all. Okay, that means these two numbers are same. Best practice is 5 minus I3. Okay, see, 3 types we have written. Both plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus. Both minus also will come. You see how I am writing. See, minus 1 minus I 3. Here see, real part of the complex number, imaginary part of the complex number also negative only. See here, don't think that here 3 is positive. See, 3 is positive, but this is negative. I always positive only. You think I is square root of minus 1. That means before square root of minus 1, only positive is there. I cannot be minus root of minus 1. That you have to keep in your mind. I cannot be minus square root of minus 1. I am not writing. Why? Because you are going to get confused again. I is equal to square root of minus 1 is one thing I will tell you. Minus root 3, root of minus 3. Both are different, you know. See, here minus root 3, minus of root 3 means this is existing as a real number. This is real number. This is not a complex number. What about this? That means negative sign under square root if is there, then we can convert this as I root 3. I root 3 is not equal to minus root 3. You understand, na? Why? Because I is square root of minus 1. That is why. Okay? That is the concept you have to understand. Okay. Here, all 4 types of representation, complex numbers I have written. Okay? Imaginary part, real part, imaginary part. See, in both parts, real numbers only will come, but along with I, it is going to come. Then only it is going to become as a complex number. Now you tell me, what is I? I simply, if you write, what it will be? That is only imaginary part. Now this is real number, only real part, real numbers. And you may ask, what about real number? Can we show real numbers also in complex number? Yeah, we can show. See, these are real numbers only. I am showing these real numbers in complex numbers. You see how I am showing. I am writing here. See, real numbers, complex numbers. Okay. Equivalent of these numbers I am writing. You see, 0 is real number, and this you can 0 plus I0. Why? Because real part 0, imaginary part is 0. See, real number means imaginary part is not there. Imaginary part always 0. That is why you have to write 0. 3, that is equal to 3 plus I0. You understand? Na? Real part is 3, but imaginary part is 0. You write 3 plus I0 or 3, both are same. Why? Because when imaginary part is 0, I0, 0 only, na? Multiplication of 0 with something is becomes 0. That's all. Okay, minus 4. Minus 4 plus I0. 1 by 2. 1 by 2 plus I0. Root 3. Root 3 plus I0. These are real numbers, equivalent of complex numbers. Okay. If such number is there, directly you can write 1 by 2 also. But while addition, multiplication and all, you convert this into this number. Another number is complex number and one number is real number. How to convert it? Like this you have to convert and perform the calculation. Okay. We can say these are pure real numbers. Pure real numbers. When pure real numbers are there, pure imaginary numbers are also there. You see, I am writing here. Pure imaginary. See, these are equivalent. But now I am writing pure imaginary numbers, but not equivalent to anybody. Pure imaginary numbers. Okay. I3 minus I5 root 3 I root 3. Okay. Minus 1 by 6 I. These are pure imaginary numbers. So pure imaginary numbers. These you can write pure real numbers. Here pure real number, but this is complex number. This and this both are different. Pure real numbers are these. Complex numbers are these. Pure imaginary numbers. Pure imaginary number, pure real number. You can write complex numbers also. Okay. Now you tell me, pure imaginary, like pure real number we have converted to complex number. Pure imaginary number, shall we convert to complex number? Definitely. Why? Because see here, pure real number, imaginary number is 0. Pure imaginary number, real number is 0. Okay. You see here I am writing complex number. Okay, equivalent. I3 is there, 0 plus I3. Minus I5 is there, 0 minus I5. I root 3 is there, 0 plus I root 3. See here, when symbol nothing is there means positive, you write positive. If negative symbol is there means you write 0 minus I5. Okay? Minus 1 by 6 I. 0 minus 1 by 6 I. That's all. I see this is 1 by 6. I into minus I into 1 by 6 or minus 1 by 6 into I, both are same. Why? Because here multiplication is there. Now you understand now how we have converted these pure imaginary numbers into complex numbers. Why? Because see, in a real part 0 is there, means this is a pure imaginary number. In imaginary part 0 is there, this is a pure real number. For 0, both are 0, real and imaginary. Then you may get a doubt, what about 1? 1 is equal to 1 plus I0. Why? Because like remaining real numbers, pure real numbers, imaginary part always will be 0. 1. Real part is 1, imaginary part is 0. Like this you have to write. Why? Because this is also very important. 1 how to write, 0 how to write. Okay, these two are very important. Why? Because of some identities are there. You have to take these two numbers. Okay, you understand what is a complex number and all? Okay, what we do, we will see what are equal complex numbers. Equal complex numbers we will see. See here, imaginary part, real part, imaginary part, what are there you have to know. And I is standard. I symbol is changing means imaginary part of real number symbol is changing. Okay. You can write 3 plus I minus 4, or you can write 3 minus I4, or you can write 3 minus 4I. Okay. You see minus 4, that means here imaginary part is minus 4, real part is 3. Real part is 3, imaginary part is minus 4. Real part is 3, imaginary part is minus 4. This minus transferred. That's all. Okay. Now let us see equal complex number. Okay, equal complex numbers. See, two complex numbers are there, Z1 and Z2. Then how can we say these two complex numbers are equal? Okay, let us write. See, this is Z1, this is Z2, and here A plus IB is there. Here C plus ID is there. See, this format is standard. D may be minus. Then you can convert after minus ID. B also may be negative. A also may be negative. C also may be negative. Both positive. One negative, one positive. Like that, numbers may be there. Okay. Now you see, I want to say Z1 is equal to Z2. When you see A is equal to C and B is equal to D. That means real parts should be equal, imaginary parts should be equal. Then these two numbers Z1 and Z2 is going to be called as equal complex numbers. You understand the complex concept? Why? Because see, practically when they give any question, they give like this. Z1 is equal to Z2. Z1 is equal to 3 plus ID. Z2 is equal to 3 plus I 3 minus I4. Then find D. Like this question will come. You see here real parts matched. 3 is equal to 3, okay, real. But imaginary part here D. D is equal to 4. No, minus 4. This will be the answer. Understand? Huh? Here they have given plus, but here when you see automatically minus is there. Minus. That means D will be negative 4. That how can you write here? Z1. Z1 is equal to 3 plus I into minus 4. Ultimately it is going to become 3 minus I4. Okay? Like this concept you have to understand. These are equal complex numbers. Okay? Now let us go addition of complex numbers. Why? Because we came to know how to write complex number and all, and what are the parts of the complex number, real part, imaginary part, and what is the value of I also we know. What is I and I square also we know. We know I square and I both. I is equal to square root of minus 1. I is equal to I is equal to square root of minus 1. I square is equal to minus 1. That also we know. Now what we do, we go for addition of complex numbers. Addition of complex numbers we see, we have to know properties also. Okay. Okay, let us go for addition of complex numbers. We take one example also, addition. Okay. Let us see first understand the concept and procedure with notations. Then we go for example. With example we can understand more precisely. Okay. I am writing this addition of complex numbers. Okay. Addition of complex numbers. Okay. See, two numbers we are having. Say Z1 is equal to A plus IB. Say Z2 is equal to C plus ID. Okay. This is representation of complex numbers. Okay, we are having two complex numbers. One is Z1, another one is Z2. One is A plus IB, another one is C plus ID. Now I want to add addition. Okay, Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z1 plus Z2 is equal to what will be the resultant number? How to add? Okay, you see now what I am doing. A plus C plus I, B plus D. You see what happened? That means I have added real parts. Okay, I have added imaginary parts separately. and imaginary parts at imaginary part area, real parts at real area I have kept. Okay, this is the procedure of addition of complex numbers. We take one example, then we can understand more precisely. You see, let z1 is equal to minus 3 plus I2. z2 is equal to 6 minus I4. These two are complex numbers. Okay, these two are complex numbers. And I am adding. Let us say z1 plus z2 is equal to. Okay. Real parts I have to add. This is minus 3 plus 6. Minus 3 plus 6. Plus 3. You write plus 3. Okay. Then you first put plus only. Plus I only you put. Then we will see. Why? Because if negative number comes means this we are going to change negative. Or else first we write negative and again we are going to change afterwards. Both are same. Okay. You see now. 2 plus minus 4. That means 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4 means minus 2. Minus 2 means here it will come minus 2. And how to write this one? 3 minus I2. Okay. This is the procedure of adding two complex numbers. Addition of two complex numbers. 3 minus I2 is going to come. Minus 3 plus I2, 6 minus I4. Okay. This is the procedure of addition of complex numbers. Okay. Now we see some properties. Properties of complex numbers. One by one I am going to write. Five properties are there. Okay. Let us see one by one. Okay. First I am writing properties. Okay. Properties of addition of complex numbers. You see, these properties are differ for addition and multiplication. We have not yet gone to multiplication. For addition only we are seeing what are the properties. That means these properties will come while adding complex numbers. First property is closure law. Closure law, like that also they will tell. Closure law. Closure. Okay. You see, when you add Z1 plus Z2, say Z3 has come. We can say this as Z3. Is Z3 is a complex number again or different number? Z3 also complex number. Why? Because Z1 is a complex number, Z2 is a complex number. After adding both, another number is going to come. That is also a complex number. That is the closure law. You write Z3 is also complex number. This is called closure law. Closure law for addition of complex numbers. Okay, see, whatever I am writing, this is applicable to addition only. Properties. These laws comes under properties. Okay. That means if you add two complex numbers, the third complex number or resultant complex number is also a complex number. Resultant number is also a complex number. If you add Z1 plus Z2, that is equal to Z3. Z3 must be complex number. That you have to know. See, naturally, see, any real number you can write in complex number, or any even pure imaginary number also you can write in complex number, means anything you can write in complex number form. But even then, this law you have to know. What is closure law? Why? Because in examination objective type question they may ask. Okay, this is closure law for properties of addition. Second law, commutative law. Okay, commutative law. What is commutative law? Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. This is commutative law. That means you can add Z1 plus Z2, the same result is going to come even if you add Z2 plus Z1. That means addition, even if you reverse also, the same thing is going to come. You see here, Z1 plus Z2 we have added. Okay, now shall we add Z2 plus Z1? 6 plus minus 3. That means 6 minus 3, 3. Minus 4 plus 2, minus 2. Same result is going to come. That means Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z2 plus Z1 is equal to Z3. Same number is going to come. I have not written Z3 again. Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. This is going to be called as commutative law. Okay? Okay. After commutative, third law what is there? Third law is associative law. Associative. Okay. See, for associative law, you require three numbers, three complex numbers. Okay. How to represent associative law? You see here, Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. You understand, na? Associative law. Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. You see, both are different. You see here, first you have added Z1 plus Z2. The resultant value you are added with Z3. Okay, that is why here don't write Z3. If you write here Z3, again you are going to confuse here Z3. Okay, Z1 plus Z2 has come. Some other number, say Z4 has come, and if you add Z with Z3, the same number is going to come even if you add Z2 and Z3, then Z1. Okay, this is going to be called as associative law. Okay, see, these three are closure law, commutative law, associative law. Okay, last. Then we will see additive, identity, additive, inverse. Same like sets relations only are going to come. These are all come in sets also, sets relations also. Now I am going to rub this one. See, whatever the properties we are studying now, these are all belongs to addition only. That you keep in your mind. Okay, in addition only. Three laws we have seen, three properties. These laws are properties. Fourth, fifth. Additive identity, additive inverse also we will see. First additive identity we will see. After this you come here. Okay, I am putting one line. Okay. Next property only. Next fourth property is additive identity. Additive identity. See, additive identity means if you add any complex number with one number, special number, the same complex number has to come, result. That is called additive identity. What is that number? That number is 0, but let us see, show how it is happening. Okay, you see now how I am writing. Okay, see, Z plus 0 is equal to Z. That is equal to 0 plus Z. Here this is 0, not O. Not O. Then how can you write additive identity? Additive identity you can write 0 plus I0. Okay, you see here, say Z is 3 plus I2 plus 0 plus I0. 3 plus 0, 3. 2 plus 0, 2. Same number has come. You see, Z only is come. This is Z plus this is 0. That is equal to Z. And commutative, now only we know. Now 0 plus z also z only will come. Why? Because see commutative z plus z, z1 plus z2 or z2 plus z1 both are same. That means z plus 0 and 0 plus z both are same. That is why again you need not write this part 0 plus z. Why? Because commutative already we know. Okay, these are commutative means we know already. Z plus 0 is z means 0 plus z also 0 only. Why? Because addition is commutative like we came to know. Now you see here z plus 0, z is 3 plus i2. Let we take 3 plus i2 as a z. 0 means 0 plus i0. Why I have written in I plus 0 plus i0? Why? Because you have to add real parts and imaginary parts. Real part 3 plus 0, 3. Imaginary part 2 plus 0, 2. 3 plus i2 is same as z only. Additive identity is 0. That means 0 is additive identity. You understand, na? 0 plus i0 are 0. You can write 0 or 0 plus i0. Both are same. That is additive identity. If you add 0 plus i0 to any complex number, the same complex number is going to come again. Result. Okay. Now this is additive identity property. The last property, additive inverse. Okay, I am writing additive inverse. Okay. Okay, additive identity 0, we know. Additive inverse means if you add any other number to one complex number, additive identity has to come. That means 0 has to come. Okay, you see now how I am writing this. Z plus minus z is equal to 0. Is it okay? Z plus minus z means automatically z minus z. 1 minus 1, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. Like that. If resultant is coming as, see 0 is additive identity, we already know. If 0 comes, the result, by adding to any complex number, that number is going to be called as additive inverse. See, additive inverse is minus z. Complex number is z, additive inverse is minus z. You see here how I am writing. You see, let z is equal to, same like here only, 3 plus i2. Okay. Now I am writing, see, 3 plus i2 plus minus. Minus means, you see, minus 3 minus i2. Understand, na? See, minus I have sent inside. Minus z means minus I have sent inside. Minus I have sent inside. You see, minus 3 minus i2. Now you add 3 minus 3, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. That means this is additive identity, 0. That means here minus z is additive inverse. Minus z is additive inverse. Any number, say a plus ib is there z. Minus z is equal to minus a minus ib. The minus z is called additive inverse. Additive inverse is minus z, that's all. Z is a plus ib, minus z is minus a minus ib. Okay, these are the properties of addition of complex numbers. Now we see difference of complex number also. Difference of complex number properties we don't learn. We learn only difference of complex number, and we don't learn properties of difference of complex number. Okay, let us see difference also. Why? Because see, we have known addition, how to add two complex numbers, we have seen practically with one example. I can say one example is enough for addition. Okay, we have seen closure law, we have seen commutative law, we have seen associative law, we have seen additive identity, we have seen additive inverse also. These are all properties for addition of complex numbers. Let us see difference of complex numbers also. Okay, see difference of complex numbers. Addition we have seen, we will see difference also. Okay, you see here let Z1 is equal to A plus IB, Z2 is equal to C plus ID. Okay. Now difference is like, see, Z1 minus Z2 is equal to Z1 plus minus Z2. You understand? Na? That means, see, if you are conversant enough, directly you can subtract Z2 from Z1. Why? Because the difference means subtraction only. Here difference means, see, subtraction Z2 from Z1 will difference value. Difference between Z1 and Z2 means it may be Z2 minus Z1 or Z1 minus Z2. Difference means. That is why difference is broader word. We use broader word only. Difference of this one. Okay. You see Z1 minus Z2. You see how I am writing? See, A plus IB minus A minus IB. Sorry, C minus ID. C plus ID. Okay. Z1, Z2. Okay. This how you write? You can write like this: A plus IB plus minus you send inside minus C minus ID. Afterwards you add simply. Why? Because we know addition only. A plus minus C means A minus C plus I. B plus minus D means B minus D. You understand? See, even if you don't convert in negative number or additive inverse, also directly you can do Z1 minus Z2, A minus C plus I, B minus D. See, if this comes a negative number, then finally you write negative number. We take one example. Why? Because see, with the example only you came to know how difference of complex numbers you can. This is procedure with standard notation. And let us do with one example also. Example I will take like this. You see, Z1 is equal to 3 minus I5. Z2 is equal to minus 1 plus I3. Okay. These two are complex numbers. We will do Z1 minus Z2, Z2 minus Z1, both. Okay. Let us do first Z1 minus Z2. Z1 minus Z2 is equal to, see, if they ask like this, it is not a compulsion that you have to make both. See, question have asked like that, we think. The question is Z1 minus Z2. First we do Z1 minus Z2. Again we think that they have asked us to find Z2 minus Z1. Then we find Z2 minus Z1 also. Now we are finding Z1 minus Z2. See, rather than making this Z2 minus Z2, directly also we can do. You see, 3 minus of minus 1. See, here minus is there. First you take 3 minus, you go Z2, minus is there. That means minus of minus plus. That means 3 plus 1. Okay, plus I. You keep plus I only, but you see, minus 5 minus of plus 3. Minus 5 minus 3. Minus 5 minus 3. That is equal to 4. Directly you write minus 8 is going to come now. This will be your answer. Okay. See, directly also you can write. You see, Z1 minus Z2. See, addition means 3 minus 1, 2 will come. Here, addition means 3 minus 1. Addition means difference is there. Minus, subtraction. 3 minus of minus 1. 3 plus 1, 4. Minus 5, minus 3, minus 8. Minus 8. If it is addition, 3 minus 1, 2. Minus 5. Plus 3, minus 2 will come. You understand? Now let us do Z2 minus Z1 also. Z2 minus Z1 is equal to, I am writing first. Why? Because unless you write, you cannot do, your brain may not work properly. You write like this: minus 1 plus I3 minus 3 minus I5. Now you can perform easily. You see, Z2 minus, this is Z2, this is Z1. Now minus symbol is there. You see minus 1 minus of, see minus is already here is there. Minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 plus I you don't write, you I write I only. 3 minus of minus 5 8 plus 8. Why? Because you see 3 see minus of minus 5 is plus 5. 3 plus 5 8 minus 5 8. You see both are different. You see here 4 is there, minus 4 is there, minus 8 is there, plus 8 is there. That means difference of complex numbers are not having the property of commutative. Addition is having commutative, but we are not studying properties. Even difference, even if you make also closure law, another number, whatever the resultant numbers are complex numbers only. That means closure law is applicable and commutative law is not applicable. But we are not studying properties for difference of complex numbers. Okay, we are studying only for addition and multiplication. Multiplication in the next class we will see, and addition and difference we have seen. Don't call it as subtraction, you call difference of complex numbers. But these are very important. Until now what we have learned, you see I is equal to square root of minus 1, I square is equal to minus 1. These two values you keep in your mind. I square is equal to minus 1 is base standard. If you know this I square is equal to minus 1, automatically I is equal to square root of minus 1 you came to know. Okay. Now what we do, we stop this class here only. In the next class also we will continue concepts only. Okay. One class required for concepts again. Afterwards we do 5.1 exercise. Okay. Thank you very much.